Hello and welcome to this session. I am Raghav from Automation Step by Step, and in this session I will go very basic and we are going to learn how to generate HTML reports in Cyprus. And this is going to be very easy and very interesting, and we will also troubleshoot some common issues that we get while using the reporter in Cyprus. So we are going to install Mocha Awesome Reporter. We will then configure the reporter and we will add the configuration in our cypress.json file. We will learn how to merge multiple JSON report files into a single JSON report, and then we will generate a single HTML report. And we will also troubleshoot some issues like unexpected token in JSON at position 0 or unexpected end of JSON input. We will see all this, and towards the end I will also show you how you can put all your report generation command into script section of package.json and run automatically from there. So let's get started, and at the end, by the end of this session, we should be able to generate reports something like this. So you can see this is a HTML report, and here you can see the pass, you can see only the failed or passed or pending, and you can get all the information here. So you can expand it, you can see all these timelines, what was the time taken, how many tests, how many pass, how many fail, and for fail test you can see all the details, and you can check all the metrics here in the HTML report. So this is what we are going to generate today, and here I have my Cyprus project, and if I open the Cyprus folder, in the integration folder I have two tests, Google search and login.js. So we have two test files. In Google search test file we have two tests, Google search first test and Google search second test, and in the login.js I have a single test. So let's see, the first step is we will install the Mocha Awesome library, and you can say npm install Mocha Awesome save dev, or I can just say I will go to my terminal. I can press Ctrl and backtick key, or just go to terminal from here and say new terminal. So here I have got my terminal here. I can say I will go to my package.json as well, so that you can see all the dependencies coming here. So basically I need two dependencies here. So I will say npm install. I can say install, or I is the short form. I can install the Mocha Awesome report generator. So this is the library that we will need, and let's wait for this to get downloaded and installed, and it is installed, and you can also see here we are getting this Mocha Awesome report generator. And the second library that we will need is, I will say npm I, and we will need Mocha Awesome merge library. Now we need this library so that once we get all our JSON reports, we can merge it into a single report. For every test file it will generate a separate JSON file, and we will need something to merge the report, and therefore we have installed Mocha Awesome merge. So you can also install Mocha Awesome, which comes by default with Cyprus. So we have done Mocha Awesome report generator and Mocha Awesome merge. Now we have to add the reports configuration in our cypress.json file. So I will go to my cypress.json file, which is here, cypress.json. This is the configuration file, and if you already have some configuration, just put a comma at the end and then go to next line, and here we will add this configuration. We will say the reporter we are going to use is Mocha Awesome. So I will say reporter, and this can also be done from command line, but let me just put it here, Mocha Awesome, and then again I will give some reporter options. So I will say reporter options here and give all these options. So here I will say reporter options and colon and curly bracket start and stop, and here I can give all these options. For example, we can say, do we want the charts true, do we want to overwrite false, HTML, JSON, etc. So I will say charts. Yes, I want to see the charts in the report. I will say true. Then overwrite, let's just say false. I don't want the reports to overwrite HTML. So for now I'm saying false. The reason is I will first get my JSON reports and then merge it and then create or generate the HTML report. So therefore, as of now, I will just say true to JSON reports, and then so we have done all this. Then I can also set the report directory. So I can say here reportDir, and I can select where exactly I want to generate the reports. So here you can go in your Cypress folder itself. So I want to go to my Cypress folder, which is here. I will say Cypress, and then let us say reports, and that's it. You can give any location, but let me just go until here, Cypress reports, and that's it. Save your file, and we have done step number 3. Step number 4 is we have to run the commands to execute our test along with the Mocha Awesome reporter. So npx cypress run is the command that we use to run from terminal or command line. So if I show you npx cypress run, and let me see the help. So I will say hyphen hyphen help. It will give us all the options. Let me expand the terminal and I will show you. So with this command you can run all your tests from the command line, and then you can use some other options like -b or hyphen hyphen browser. You can set the browser. By default it will run on Electron, otherwise you can set browser using this option. Then we have other options. We can set the environment. We can say headed or headless using the hyphen hyphen headed or hyphen hyphen headless flags. And then if you want to run some specific file, you can use -s or hyphen hyphen spec. But for now, let me just say, I will say npx cypress run, and I will say reporter. Now I have already given the reporter in my configuration file, but let me just be sure of it. So I will give Mocha awesome here as well. So this is the reporter, and let's just wait and see. This should run all the tests in my Cypress integration folder, and then let us see what we can do next. So it is saying, let me check the spelling is fine. So I'm saying npx cypress run reporter is Mocha awesome, and here if I check, let me go to my project directory. I will do a right click and say reveal in file explorer, and yes, this is my project directory. If I go to node modules, I should be getting Mocha awesome is here. Mocha awesome report generator is also here. Let me also say npm install Mocha awesome, and if I go to my package.json, yes, Mocha awesome is here. This should be fine. Now let me try. I will again say npx cypress run reporter Mocha awesome. Let's see this time. So this should start the run, and yes, you can see it has started the run on the Electron browser in a headless mode, and it is now running our Google search file here. This is what it is running now, and yes, so we had to install the Mocha awesome as well. So just a correction, we need Mocha awesome, Mocha awesome merge, and you can also get the Mocha awesome report generator. So you can just follow what I am doing, and let's just wait for this to get complete, and then we will go to the next step. So by now you should also see it should be generating the report folder. So once this one file is completed, one test file is completed, we should see the reports folder here. So as of now it is running the Google search first test, and yes, you can now see reports folder, and here under the reports folder we have got one JSON file, which is the JSON file result JSON file for the first test file. And now this should be running our second test or the second test file. So it also generates the video, and you can find videos in the videos folder here. And yes, now it is running the login.js test file. And yes, this is also done, and we have got two JSON files here under the reports folder. You can also go to the folder here and check. So under my Cyprus, we have got a reports folder, and we have got two JSON files because I had two test files. So, and you can see the report here, Google search JS, two tests were there, one passed and one failed. So it is good. We will get a mixed report of passed and fails. Then login.js, we had one test case and one passed. So that's fine. Now we will move to step number 5. We have to merge the multiple JSON reports into one single JSON report file, and for this we will use the mochawesome-merge command. And because we are running in the local directory, we will use npx. So I will say npx mochawesome-merge, and I will give the location of the JSON files which are under Cyprus reports, and I want all the JSON files here. So I will say star.json. That means all the files having extension .json, and I will merge them too. So I will use this symbol to merge, and I can, let's say, I will merge them into a file called report1.json. Let's see. So you can see it has generated report1.json. And now the next step is, now here, just in case you get some issue, we can use a different option to add the encoding. But before that, let me show you. If you run the next command, that is, we have to generate a HTML report out of this merged report JSON file. For that, we use the marge command, and this comes from the Mocha Awesome report generator library. And it is not merge, it is marge. So there is no typo here. You can just check this. This is marge, and then I will say here I will give the name of the file which is report1.json, and then I will say --reportDir. I'll just say here I just want in the same folder, and let me say inline, and let us see what happens. So here you can see here we are getting this option, this error, unexpected token in JSON at position 0. So if you also get this, in that case, while merging, we can use a encoding ASCII. So you can see this. This is the earlier command that we used for merge, and then we give a pipe symbol, and then we say out file encoding ASCII, and then we give the output file or the merged file name. So let me do that. And let me first remove report1.json, which is the merged file, and I will run the merge command again, and this time I will say here I will give a pipe symbol, and then I will say out hyphen file, and then I will say hyphen encoding ASCII, and then I will just give the file name like report1.json, and it is generated. And now I will run the marge command again, that is for generating the HTML file. So let me just say report directory is Cyprus and reports, and let's just check what happens. Yes, so this generates the report1.html, and if you go and check, you can see under reports folder, so it was our Cyprus reports folder, and report1.html is generated, and the same I can see here as well. So this is generated, but here I cannot see all the reports, so I will need a browser to open this. So I will just open it in any browser, and you can see the reports here. So here, if you want to filter out past, fails, etc., you can filter from here, and then here we have the complete report, the time taken, total number of test files, test cases, pass, fail. So here you can see this shows us the suites. That is, we had 2 suites and total 3 tests. Out of this, 2 tests passed and 1 failed, and this was the total time taken. And here I can get the details of my test. So this was my first test, which goes to google.com. Yeah, this test is for login. This one is login.js, and then this we had for Google search, where one test passed and the other one failed. And you can also see all the details of the failure as well, and assertion errors, everything here. So this is how you can generate the Mocha Awesome reports. Now, very important thing is, as of now, we have manually ran all the commands one after the other, but in automation, when you run your projects in complete automation or in a CI/CD, you may not want to do that, and for that, we can actually go to, so this is step number 6 that we have already done, and now we can go to our package.json and script section, and we can put all our commands there, and we can run everything with a single command. So let's see how to do that. I will go to my package.json, and here in your package.json you will see a section called scripts, and here whatever scripts you have, you can run by this name. For example, there is a test script, or there is a name given test, and there is some command given here. So to run this command, I can just say npm run test, and this will get executed. Let me show you. I will go to my terminal and let me clear everything. I will say npm run test, and you will see it is running this. You can see it is running echo error no test specified and exit, which is exactly this. In fact, if I say here echo I am inside test and save, and I will go to terminal, and now I will run npm run test, and you will see it is echoing I'm inside test. Now one very good thing here is, now you can do anything. For example, I will say I can give any name, my script, or let us say I will say this is say hello, and then I will say echo hello world. And now if I say on the terminal npm run test say hello, sorry, it is npm run say hello, and let's just see. So it is running that particular command, whatever is there. And now one very important thing is, if I have pretest and post-test scripts, for example, I will say pretest, and you can see pretest is a keyword here. I will say echo I'm inside pretest, and then I will have a post test. Again, you will see post test is a keyword here, and I will say echo I'm inside post test. Now make sure that after every script you give a comma if there is a new script after that, and because this is the last script, I have no comma at the end here. Also, to format and correct the indentation, I can press Ctrl Shift and F key on my keyboard, and everything is fine now. So now I can run pretest and posttest separately by saying npm run pretest, npm run posttest. But if I say npm run test, you will see the pretest script and the posttest script are also executed. So first it executes pretest, then the actual test or the test script, and then finally it will execute the posttest. So we can take we can make use of this. So in the test, I can say, suppose I have scripts for, I will just add scripts for merge reports, and I have script for generate HTML report, and I will just copy the commands that we just used for merging reports and generating the HTML report. So if I go back to my terminal, let me just copy them from here. Right. So this was the command. I do not need npx. I will just need from mochawesome-merge until the end. I'll copy this and put this inside merge report, and here let me press Ctrl B to hide the sidebar so that you can get a full view. So here in the commands, either have in the paths, wherever you are giving the location or path, either have a double backslash, and this will work on Windows but may fail on Linux or Mac or other systems, so it's better to give a single forward slash. So double backslash or single forward slash, better to give a single forward slash in all the paths. And the same thing I will do here. Yeah, this is fine now. And then I will also use this merge command, that is for generating the report, and this I will put here, and again change the backslash with a forward slash wherever you see. All right, now I can first test these commands separately. So here let us say let me clear everything. All right, so I will go back to my folder, my reports folder, and I'm just going to remove this HTML report file, and I will also remove the report1.json that we generated using the merge command, mochawesome-merge. I want to first check this runs fine from here, so I will say npm run merge reports, and let's just see what happens. Looks like there is some error. Let me check here. So here it says, okay, out file it is not recognizing here. Now I hope this must work fine on Linux or Mac, and you can check if you're using any of these, but let me just try to do the same thing. That is, let me try to give this symbol and I will try again, and let me see. Yeah, it has not generated the file. Oh, sorry, I have to go this clear should come here. So I will say clear, and now I will run again npm run merge reports, and yes, this looks like it is running. And if I check, yes, it has created report1.json. Now I will say npm run generate html report. So it should run this command. So let me just check npm run generate html report, and looks like this is running fine. Let me check in my Cyprus reports folder. Okay, so it is doing something different. It is generating the reports.html here, and its report file or the assets folder here, which is weird because I think this will not work. You can see it does not work. It should come along with its all the CSS files which is in the reports folder, or which is here inside the, yeah, now if I open it, it should work fine. Yeah, so this is working fine. Let me check. If I say here, I'm saying March, and this is my file report1.json, and I'm saying report directory is, let me just try this now. I will manually remove this. So sometimes there is a little difference in when you run the command separately or when you run from the scripts of package.json. Let me check now. Yes, now looks like it is fine, right? It is putting the reports and its assets in the same folder, which is fine. And if I just say here without giving these forward slashes, what happens now? I will again remove this and run the command again. Npm run generate HTML report. Let's see now. So now, yeah, this is all fine. So now we have all our commands in the scripts of package.json. Now, when I run the test, I should be running Cypress run. So it should run Cypress run. Now this is fine. When I say test, it will first run the pretest, which is echo I'm inside pretest, and maybe in the pretest I can actually run a command to remove all the earlier JSON files, because these will keep on getting added and then I will not get the latest files, or I will get all the older files or all the older reports as well. I do not want that. So for that, let me say rm minus r. Rm is to remove and minus r means recursively. So I am saying rm minus r here, and I am saying go to Cyprus reports, and here delete all the .json files. So go to this folder and remove all the JSON files, and let me check, and yes, it is removing. You can also manually see here in the Cypress reports it has removed everything. Let me also remove the HTML report as well. So now reports folder is empty. So this I will put as the pretest. So before running, just clear all the earlier reports. And of course you will have to change the backslash to a double backslash or to a forward slash. Let me also check this in the script. So I will just put some JSON file here. I will say new file test.json, and let me check. If I say npm run pretest, some issue. So again you can see rm is not recognized as an internal or external command, and again I believe this may happen on Windows, may not happen on Linux or Mac, but for that I can import a library called or I can say install npm install remref. This is the library that I can use. I don't know why did it not get. I think it is remref. Maybe I'm forgetting. Let me check. All right, yeah, you can see this is now added, and I can use this here instead of rm. I can say remref, and now if I run the pretest, so I'm pressing the up arrow to bring the earlier commands, npm run pretest, and looks like this is running fine, and it has also removed the JSON file from here. So this is now fine. So it will first run the pretest, which is this. When I say npm run test, it will first run the pretest. Now when it runs the test, it will run the Cypress run command, which is fine, which will run all our tests. However, the problem here is, in case this fails, or if there is any failed test case, it will consider this command as a failure, and then it will not run the post test. And in the post test, I want to run, in the post test I want to run both these merge reports and generate HTML reports. I will say npm run merge reports, and then I will say and npm run generate HTML report script. So in the post test, I am saying it should run both of these scripts, merge reports and generate HTML. I have used the and symbol here so that it runs sequentially. First it will run this and then it will run this. If I want to run it in parallel, I can say this, or I can also say double pipe symbol, but in this case it will run this, and if this fails it will not run this, but I want here, I think this is the symbol. Yeah, this is the symbol which will run this, and if it fails it will not run this, which is fine because if the merging report is not successful, I do not want to generate the HTML reports. So this one is fine. However, when I say Cyprus run, if there is any failed test case, it will consider this command as failed and will not run the post test. So in that case, I will say here npm run npm cypress run, and then I will give this symbol, and then I will say npm run post test. Now by this I am saying that it should first run the cypress run command, which will run our tests in terminal or in command line mode, and then even if it fails, do not worry, it still runs the npm run post test. So it will run this, and in the post test I am saying run merge reports, and if this is successful, run this generate HTML report. So let's just now check everything. Everything is ready. My reports folder is empty as of now, and I will now say npm run test. I will save everything and say npm run test. Let us now check. So it should first run npm. I think there is some issue with the npm cypress run. Let me check here. So here when I say npm run test, it is saying, yeah, this is running fine. And here, what was the command? Npm npx cypress run. So this is fine. This is the command. Let me check. I have some earlier commands pasted here, and I will just check what was there. So run cypress test is separate, but that should be okay. Okay, let me say here I have one more script. Let us say cypress test, and here I have the command cypress run. So I will say npm run cypress test and then npm run post test. So this is what it should run. Let me check now. I will say npm run test. Yes, it is running the cypress runs now. And let's just wait for the run to be completed so that we can check it is generating all the reports and merging the reports and generating the HTML reports and everything it is doing. So as of now it is running the Google search test or the Google search file, which is fine. And we should get a mixed report with pass and failed test cases. I think it's a little slower. Maybe I should have used a different browser, but that's fine. Let us now wait for this to get completed. and as of now there are no report JSON files generated. So you can see here as of now it's empty. So once we have the first file, yes, you can see the first file now, mochawesome.json. So this is the JSON result file for the first test file, that is Google search, and now it has started the second test. So it is, I think, processing the video for the first test. All the video goes here, and whenever you run from command line, we get the videos here. And yes, now it is running the login.js test. And yes, we have the second file as well here, and now it should run the post test, which will generate our report. Looks like some issue, but yeah, looks like now it is fine. It has saved the report. Let me check. I will go to my folder. Yes, we have got the report. There may be some issues or errors, but finally we got the report. So if I go to my reports folder, we have got these two JSON files, and then it combined and merged the JSON files and created report1.json, and then it generated the HTML report under the reports folder again. And here is our report1.html, and you can see all the tests here. Everything is fine here. So you can see all this is fine. Now just in case you are facing some issues, you should always check the versions. You can see the version I am using as of now is all the latest versions as of this time, so you should always check with the latest versions, and then these are my versions of all these libraries. So in this session we have done pretest, test and post-test scripts as well, and we have learned all this how to generate Mocha Awesome reports in our Cyprus. I hope this was very useful and very interesting. In case you face any issues, you can let me know, and I will see you in the next session. Thank you for watching, and never stop learning.